lobsters are starting to move forward. Are you ready for a roller coaster? I gotta hold on.
Peggy's Cove. Cove. Peggy's Cove.
People live in those houses.
How many made it up to the Fisherman's Monument? Thank you very much for going.
Do people live in those houses?
Fisherman's Monument, I'm going to tell you a few more things about it before. I'm sorry?
Do people live in those houses?
Yes.
Those houses up there, are people living in them?
Not all of them, but for the most part, they'll be here on some of them a full-time basis, some of them on a temporary basis, some of them are rented out. And last year, they built a house over here on the top of that hill. They built 3/4 of a house, and 3 days later, they took it down. They filmed a commercial here. So they built a front of a house up here, did a commercial down here, then a couple of days later they came and they took the house, well, the parts of the house that were there down. Pretty crazy. Now back to William and Agnes. They lived in this white house. This red building that you see here used to be the gallery. William passed away at age 77. Agnes did not pass away until the age of 100 and almost 102. And she would sell his artwork down in that little gallery. She was manipulated enough that she got the provincial government to build an art gallery here. This is the smallest provincial park in Nova Scotia. This is the art gallery. About 100 of his works of art are in this art gallery. And interestingly enough, it's not always open. Now, that monument is divided into 3 sections. The far right is called Work, the middle small portion is called Bounty, and that's where you'll see Peggy of the Cove, and on the far left that is called Grace. He was a very religious man. The Fisherman's Monument, a work of art done by William Degardt for the people of this area. No graveyard. The graveyard, is a good observation, is in Hackett's Cove, which is down the road from here because, well, what can I say? This is all granite. You can't dig. Coming up on the right-hand side, you're going to see 2 erratics. And these are known as the welcoming rocks. Back in the day, the road used to come in between those rocks. There used to be a fence up to keep the animals, the farm animals, etc. in. And very shortly, you might get a chance of getting a really good shot. I don't know how much the fog's going to play in this, but usually I have people pointing their cameras out the left-hand side here. We'll see very shortly. I'm sorry, Steve, I forgot to tell you. No, it's not going to be a good day. Barely see the lighthouse right now. Usually you get up the road here about 1 kilometer and then you can see the lighthouse on the granites without any of these small trees in the foreground. But did anybody see a whale when you're here? No? I guarantee my guests always that you're going to see a whale. Okay, you ready to see a whale? That we are. It's coming up in just a little bit. It's a granite whale. That whale is located at Whale's Back, and it's right on the road. I like to call it a big humpback, and it looks like that. You'll see that very shortly. Yeah, this is, you cannot see it today. It is too foggy to see the lighthouse from here. Now, we're going to go from something comical to something quite sad, because right next door, this is one of 2 locations where there is a monument to the Swiss Air tragedy. And this one is located at Whale's Back. The place is named after the granite whale that you're going to see. but a couple of 100 yards away, you'll see two oval stones. The one oval stone is facing across the Atlantic Ocean. The other is pointing down the coast to New York where that plane originally left. So this is one of two memorials to the Swiss Air tragedy. The other is located, I haven't got there yet, is located at Bayswater, and I'll tell you more about that very shortly. Okay, get your cameras ready for the hunchback. My goodness. Here's the tail of the whale, but look at the back on that whale. Okay, I like to think that that's an eye looking right at me. So that was some whale's back, and now just in the distance, you probably will see a couple of people up here. You'll see the two oval stones and some people headed that way. I've got some good pictures to show you, because it is a little off beaten track, not real far, but a little bit. Now, I'm going to start off with this one. If you want to go online and impress your friends, you can say, hey, I was at Peggy's Cove when the storm hit. Okay? That's what I tell people. I took this offline. I've been out here in many storms, but this one I took offline. On the back of this is part of the memorial at Bayswater. And this shows the cemetery that is there because a number of victims' remains are buried here. All 229 names are listed on this memorial. And if I can find my other little one here. This is the memorial that you just missed. This is the one at Whalesback. On the back here, this tells you about the history. And if you were to draw basically an equilateral triangle from Whalesback to Bayswater and out to sea, that is where the plane crashed. And you'll see those details on this sheet as well. So I'm going to pass this up to you. And the last little thing I'm going to mention is on this. We will be slowing down for Ivan Fraser's home and Peggy of the Cove. It's really quite a neat spot, and we'll talk about that when we get close to it. A lot of people out having lobster here. This is Breyer's Lobster Pound. And next time when you come back, fly into Halifax, rent yourself a car, pull in there, and you get lobster. Nothing else but lobster for a steal of a price. I don't know what the going rate is right now. Oh, look at that. Big RVs over there. You want to bring your big RV up here, just pull it in here. You can go to a bed and breakfast. You can camp. You can stay at a resort. Very shortly, you're going to see Ocean Stone. In front of Ocean Stone, you will see the restaurant. It is called the Rhubarb. The resort caters to ocean weddings. Okay, so you want to get married by the sea, this is one of the places that you can do that. Yes, they are open year-round. So here's Rhubarb. Lots of people at Rhubarb, and that is located on the resort called Ocean Stone. Now, for you country bumpkins, you don't worry about these things. City slickers worry about. There's a school there. Look at that. How many people took a bus to school? Oh, not that many on this group, but I can always get these city folks saying, it's so isolated out here. This is not isolated. What it was about 50 years ago, I can imagine being more isolated than it is today. Now, on your seats, or I gave you, didn't do my duty, I usually have it on your seats before you get back. I handed out a little brochure. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look, you don't have to open it, all you have to do is look at the back of this brochure. Now, when you look at the back of the brochure, you can see what we call the Maritimes is here. I'd like you to look at the shape of what Nova Scotia looks like. Now, what does that look like to you? Whale? Okay. How about a lobster? There's the lobster tail, there's the body, and there's a claw at the top up there. Okay? Now, this claw area, the top of Nova Scotia here, that is Cape Breton Island. Alexander Graham Bell, you know the guy with the telephone? He had an estate up here. Alexander Graham Bell came from Scotland. He came here. He went to the United States. He eventually became an American citizen, but he died on his estate, which was known as Ben Bray, which is located here. And Ben Bray in Gaelic means beautiful mountain. Just a few kilometers from Ben Bray, you'll find the deck. The deck is said to be the start and the finish of the Cabot Trail. The Cabot Trail was named after John Cabot. No one knows for sure where it's at.